Come on in here. First of all, wish Vanderbilt a ton of luck. Clark's got a team that continues to battle and fight every single week. They continue to improve and get better each and every week as well. Just really proud of our guys and the way that they competed tonight and played. Even more proud of just the way that they responded to a disappointment last week against Missouri. Obviously, we did not play or coach well in that game, but our guys, there was a lot of outside noise last week, a lot of which we created. But our guys just kept blinders on and just went right back to work. Sunday night when I came in got on that teleconference and told you guys that sorry I was a little bit late because we just had a heck of a practice, spirited practice, energetic practice. That was the truth. And I knew last Sunday night we were going to be all right tonight. Just the way we got a great group of kids in this team that just love to work and love to get better. Did a lot of really good things tonight. There's a lot to clean up. I mean, God almighty, 12 penalties. I mean, we came into this game one of the least penalized teams in the SEC. I think Vanderbilt was the second fewest penalized, and we had 4 more than they did. I think we were 4th or 5th. And then to have 12, I mean, that's not good. We've got to be a lot better from that standpoint. But just a ton of big plays, a lot of really big-time plays that individuals made tonight as well. So we'll certainly build on this, but overcame some obviously missing some players tonight with Marshawn being out and some of the adversity that we created for ourselves, but just kept hanging in there and found a way to win it at the end. So, questions?
Shane, obviously the rushing game, you knew Marshawn was going to be out, you guys are filling, but with Spencer, I'm sure that his role is going to have to increase. You think that's the best he's played since he's been here?
Spencer?
Yeah,
I think so. You know, and the thing that I thought was great was the fact that he just gave our guys some chances to just make plays. The touchdown pass, I think, was at the Van. The touchdown pass to Van and some of the other balls. I mean, our game plan coming into this thing, David, was to run the football, get the ball on the perimeter, and try and make their guys tackle us, and then throw the ball over their heads. And for the most part, we did a good job of that. Part of that was a big part of that, obviously, was Spencer giving our guys stepping up in the pocket, some critical third downs that he made, and then being willing to give our guys a chance to make some plays.
Shane, is the anticipation Marshawn is back next week?
I hope so. Yeah, and that bruise was pretty significant that he had on his leg, and when I met with you guys on Tuesday, we felt like he progressed, that he made some progress from Sunday to Tuesday, and felt like he had a chance to continue to make a little bit more progress on Wednesday and Thursday to play today, but he just on Wednesday just didn't feel as good as we were anticipating he might. So we're optimistic. He told me, earlier this week that he was going to play tonight, and obviously it didn't get done, but anticipate him being back next week.
Shane, what about Spalding, Beal Smith? Some of the other guys got hurt tonight.
Yeah, I think Beal Smith's okay. I mean, it was a mass unit. I mean, we just were rolling defensive backs in and out with the injuries that we had tonight. Spalding's probably going to be done for the year, David. He's got a foot injury similar to what CBS had. So we'll see, but I seriously doubt we get him back.
With the running game, obviously Marshawn not being a part of it, the focus was to just get kind of creative and mix in a bunch of different guys to get things going.
Yeah, getting the ball to our playmakers, getting the ball in the hands of our best players, but really, the plan, Jaheim was a running back all week this week for us, and really took a few reps at wide receiver and at tight end, but he took the bulk of his reps. He was in Coach Hardesty's room. He was a running back this week. So it started with getting the ball in his hands and letting him carry it. And then CBS, he got banged up a little bit. CBS did, but was able to come back. And then Juju as well. But yes, being able to run the ball with those 3 guys and also getting the ball on the perimeter with those other guys as well.
How about Jaheim? What do you think of how he ran the ball?
I thought he ran the ball well. We got out there on Tuesday in practice and kind of said to ourselves, golly, he's really very, not that it's a surprise, we've seen him run the ball in the first place bowl games, so running the ball last year, but he just looked very, very natural, and credit to Jaheim too. Like, he worked really hard. That's not easy to go from being a tight end to all of a sudden you're a running back, and the reads and protections and all that stuff. He worked and really grinded this week as well to perform like he did tonight.
Shane, does Tonka need more offensive touches?
Tonka?
Yeah.
He may. What a play he had on the fake field goal. I mean, I told him I thought it was gonna be a little bit more wide open than what it was, but I guess that was why they got what they call the face mask on him trying to release or on them.
Yeah.
But he needs, trust me, anytime the ball's in his hands, he produces. Man, what a player!
Well, just what went into that?
The fake field goal.
Yeah, the fake field goal.
Just saw something on tape that we felt like we could take advantage of if they lined up a certain way. They did on the first field goal we kicked early in the game. Felt like it would be there. So I mean, I told Pete then the next time we kick a field goal, we're going to run it. And credit to Spencer on the play before for scrambling and getting us. That was a huge play, getting us in position to be able to go for it. But just mainly just film study, saw how they lined up, and felt like that was something we could take advantage of.
How about the touchdown pass from Joyner to Wells? How about kind of same kind of question? Was he been practicing a quarterback this week or?
That's a play, honestly, that we've been repping since August. That has looked great in practice every single time. I mean, every single time we've ran it in practice, we've thrown it deep for a touchdown, against our defense. And we ran it against our defense on Tuesday, I think, for a touchdown. And credit to DK that it wasn't quite there like we practiced it. Then he scrambled around and made a big-time throw. And I can honestly say, I mean, of all the times we've called that play in practice, it's never happened like that. Credit DK. I mean, we thought it was going to be a touchdown on the deep route, and it wasn't. But DK's a heck of a player and found a way to make a play.
You guys used DK a lot tonight, more than we've seen you do before. Was that something you've been saving for late in the season, or was that just kind of a product of Marshawn being out?
I think a combination of everything. I mean, we just wanted to get everybody involved more this week, and we weren't going to come out of here saying that Jaheim Bell didn't touch the ball. We weren't going to come out of here saying that we didn't give our playmakers an opportunity to make plays. And DK is one of our better players and leaders, but we wanted to be able to certainly. Anytime you play a defense and you can give them the threat of just the quarterback run game, it presents problems for a defense as well. So that was probably the main thing, is just getting DK going, but also just giving them something else to prepare for as well.
Shane Spencer averaged almost, I think, over 8 yards of pass attempt. How nice after what last week was it for you guys to have the explosive day they threw the air?
Yeah, it was huge, and I know my dad's in here. He said, I told the team this on Tuesday, like my in 29 years of coaching, like he always told his team and coaches, like after a loss or after a win, things are never as good as they seem and things are never as bad as they seem. Things are somewhere kind of in the middle. And I told the team that on Tuesday. Like, I know it looked awful on Saturday night, guys. And it sounds crazy for me to sit here and say it wasn't as bad as it looked. It wasn't as bad as it looked. And I know the doom and gloom out there didn't feel that way with so many people this week, but we were really close on a lot of plays. And we had shots called last week that for whatever reason we just weren't able to connect on, whether it was protection and Spencer got pressure, or whether it was Spencer didn't throw it, to a guy that maybe we wanted him to throw it to, or play call or whatever. I mean, we all had a hand in it, but we feel like the explosives have been there, Colin. We weren't able to convert on them last week and hit them, but a lot of the plays we had called tonight were plays we've been calling all year. We were just able to connect on them a little bit better tonight.
What do you make of the defense's performance? Seemed kind of a roller coaster.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we had a plan, obviously, for both quarterbacks. We felt like we would see 5, regardless of the starter, that we would see both of them. And certainly got to be better. Now, though, I'll give them credit. I got to start just speaking things into existence, because going into Kentucky hadn't fumbled the ball all year. And then we said, we told the team that we got a fumble in the first play of the game against Kentucky. And these guys, I think they had thrown the fewest interceptions in the SEC. They were tied with Tennessee going into the game. And we told them that look, we lead the SEC in getting interceptions, and they lead the SEC in not throwing them. So something's got to give. And I'll be danged if we didn't get an interception in the first series, I think, as well. So we got turnovers, which was huge in this game, because Vanderbilt, wins football games and has been able to stay in games because of that, creating turnovers. They did it last week against Missouri. But to be able to win the turnover battle was huge. Now, giving up, you never want to give up 226 yards rushing to anyone. And they were so good. I mean, first down is what this got us. It seemed like first down, they'd hand the ball off and they'd get 5-6 yards a pop. So we got to get better. I mean, I'm sure Anthony Richardson in Florida is watching that game tonight and is excited about next week based on some of the things that we saw. But we got to be better. We will. They got stops when we needed to. And I thought, this got a lot to clean up. And a lot of that too, though, was just a lot of guys banged up, out there tonight, playing a bunch of young guys, Stone Blanton, Bam Scott, BJ Gibson started at safety. O'Donnell Fortune was in there. I mean, just a lot of young players that played a lot of snaps tonight.
Shane, things got kind of chippy, at least right before halftime. What happened there in that exchange?
Yeah, good question. I mean, it certainly got chippy. I saw the one thing right in front of me where it looked like their player punched one of our guys. That's what I saw, and that's what I was being told up in the press box, or by our coaches in the box. But then the referee told me that one of our guys hit one of their guys late after the play too, and that it was 2 penalties, and they were offsetting. So certainly we're not about that. We're not going to play football that way. When stuff like that happens, they usually catch the second guy. I think it happened tonight a couple times for sure, but we also got to be smart and not put ourselves in those positions as well.
Shane, bowl game for the second straight season, just how much of an accomplishment is that?
I think it's a huge accomplishment. I really do. I know it is. I think it's the first time that's happened since, 17, 18, or 18, 19, I don't know. But, for this team to have 2 wins 2 years ago, and then now we just got bowl eligible with 3 games to go for the second year in a row, is a testament to the leadership, that we have in this room and the resiliency. And I haven't spent a lot of time on social media this week, David, but I can imagine what it was like. And I can imagine, I'm sure, August of 2021 when Luke Doty got hurt and I came into that thing and talked about it's not all doom and gloom. I don't know, but I'd be willing to bet anything when a silent or a vocal minority of our fan base saw that Marshawn wasn't playing tonight. I'm sure it was doom and gloom and all that as well. And we got to get past that as a fan base, man. I mean, find some joy. And it was ugly last week, but we got some great kids that are fighting their butts off, and they've accomplished a lot of firsts this year. Beating Kentucky up in Lexington for the first time in forever, beating Texas A&M literally for the first time ever, winning 2 SEC road games for the first time, I don't know, in a while, and then being able to get bowl eligible with 3 games to go. I really wanted to do it last week because it would have been the earliest we've been bowl eligible in a long time, but in the season. But we continue to accomplish a lot of firsts. We're continuing to build and get this program better each and every day, and I appreciate the great Gamecocks that continue to support this team, and you saw it out there tonight, man. We got a bunch of Garnet and Black, and they're going to have a hell of a time in Nashville tonight. They deserve it. I hope they have a heck of a time down on Broadway, 2nd Avenue, whatever it is, because they deserve it.
Was Cam Smith hurt later?
I'll be honest with you, Phil, I'm not trying to have dodged the question. I don't know. And it was a mass unit. Cam was a little sick coming into the game, probably a lot like everybody's kind of dealing with right now and some stuff. So he didn't feel well at the hotel. He obviously, the play that looked like, he was involved with, it was an offsetting, I guess, on both of them. So I don't believe he's hurt. I'm not really sure. I'm not trying to dodge the question. It was just we were rolling deep some backs in and out because of injuries and things like that as well. And then we always play with Rush and Sell and Cam anyway. Torian rotates those 3.
Yeah, Shane,
2 more.
Shane, real quickly on Devani. I don't think he went into the game until later in the game. Was that because he was dinged up?
Yeah, he's beat the heck.
Yeah.
And he's got upper body things like everybody in the SEC. He's battling some upper body stuff. He's battling some lower body stuff. He practiced this week, but we just felt like a healthy BJ Gibson gave us a better opportunity early in the game, at least, than a beat up Devani Reed. But credit to Devani, when BJ got hurt and was done for the night, Devani, stepped right in, and credit to him as well. He's such a tough kid and battled out there tonight.
Talking about that secondary, you mentioned the interception earlier. Obviously, Darius Rush has made a big impact this year. Just how important is he with how banged up the secondary is, just his leadership and what he's done off
Yeah,
the
the leadership is key. I mean, we made him a captain tonight because he earned that. I mean, the leadership, I felt like that he showed against Missouri last week, and then the leadership this week as well. Like he's been awesome. We're starting 2 true freshmen in the secondary, and you got to have that leadership in that. And Darius is doing a great job of being a leader and showed it tonight. I mean, he played a lot of snaps, and 14 from them's a great player. And It was a great battle with those guys out there tonight, man, but he's just steady. He does a great job for us on special teams, covering punts as well.
Let Coach go.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
And you guys